with a tan. Let me break it down for you, help you understand.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a project pan intro. What is a project pan, you may ask? A project pan is basically a project where the goal is to hit pan as many products as possible. And the products are completely by your choice, what you want. You can make your own rules, do whatever you want. A pan is basically you have used the product so much to the point you can see the bottom of the pan. An example is like this powder that I have. This is the powder. This is my translucent powder. As you can see a huge dent. You can see a humongous section of the pan. It's been used a lot. So that is what a pan is. Now, your choice on, like, for example, sprays. Like, how do you like calculate that? I mean, sprays, foundations, you can't exactly pan those because they're not in a pan, but basically using up your products as much as possible. The reason why I wanted to do this is because I have like so many products in my collection. My collection has grown a lot. Ugh. Believe it or not, it actually takes a while to use up makeup. So in this video, it's basically an introduction. I'm going to go ahead and just share with you all the products that I'm going to be focusing on for the next couple of months. Now, I don't know if I want to do this the whole entire year, but at least I want to work on these products until the end of July. So for the next 2 months, I'm going to be focusing on finishing these products. And the reason could be, you know, I love them a lot. I want to get more use out of them, to hey, I haven't used this in a while, I need to actually use it. Or for some of these, they're new, I haven't touched them yet. At the end of this month, I'll go ahead and update you guys and show you guys clips of the progress. So let's go ahead and start off with the sprays. I personally love sprays. So the first product is the e.l.f. Oil Control Primer Mist. I don't know if this video is going to go up or my May favorites one is going to go up, but I do love the e.l.f. Illuminating Primer Mist. Now, I love it so much that I have two, but because I know I'm going to use those more and I already bought this, I wanted to go ahead and use this before I go on and just fall back in love with my illuminating mist. My goal for this is to actually finish this by the end of the month. Yeah, I can't tell where I am, but probably it's full. And the reason I gave myself a month is because I actually used the illuminating primer mist pretty fast. The next product is also by e.l.f. and it's like kind of go hand in hand. It's the e.l.f. Dewy Setting Mist. I really do love this product. I am currently about halfway down. I'll mark right here. And that was just using the illuminating primer mist. I did use the oil control mist a couple of times, not as much as the illuminating one. So I have this thing where if I'm using a primer mist, I have to use like a setting spray from the same brand. Just a weird little thing that I'm like, I have to do this. My goal for this one actually is to finish this by the end of July, not June. This for sure I will finish. Okay, this is the Catrice Prime and Fine Multitalent Fixing Spray. I'm like literally in the very, very bottom. I did use it today, so it's like even less. I put my goal is to finish it by the end of June. If I don't finish this, what the heck am I doing? This probably has like one more use until it's done. I used it today for my eyeshadow. I like to use this for wetting my shadow to make it more intense. Now when I do finish this, I do have another spray that I want to work on. It is the Milani Make It Last Setting Spray. My goal for this is to finish this by July. So let's just say, you know, I finish this tomorrow. I'm giving myself 2 months to use that much for eyeshadow. We'll see how far I'll get. So next is primers. This is the Cover FX Blurring Primer. I've been using this a lot. Now there are 2 types of primers that I want to work on other than this. This primer, again, as I said, I do have oily skin. I have big pores. I do like this primer. However, for me, when I use a liquid foundation, this slips and slides. So there's another primer that I use for liquid foundation since I have been wearing powder foundation. I love this for powder foundation because this primer does not move underneath my foundation. I don't know why. Most blurring primers, except one, which I'll mention next, no matter how light the foundation is, how gently I apply the foundation on top of the primer, it always moves. And then what happens when it moves? You can see my pores. With this, you can't tell when I use powder foundation. So I do want to use it up. I want to say I'm like halfway done, maybe. I gave myself until the end of June. I don't know if I can finish this by June, but we'll see. It's a challenge. I'm gonna accept it. This primer is my holy grail primer. This is a little mini that I feel like I've had forever, but that's because it was a while I didn't wear makeup. This is my holy grail primer for filling in the pores. This works for literally anything you put on top and it will not slip and slide. This is the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. Now with this primer, I do want to say if you want to buy it, I recommend you to warm up the product with like either your finger. I use my arm and I just find it easier that way because when I just apply it without warming up the product, it's like nothing is being distributed. Like the product is just sitting there on the stick. It's not going onto the skin. So I feel like when you rub it a little bit on your, not on your face, don't rub it on your face. Bad idea. Your face will turn red probably. I mean, at least my face does. Just on your hand, warm it up and then put it on your face. I like to just focus it over here, which is where my pores are like ginormous, and literally your pores will stay filled. I'm actually wearing it today. I can't even see my pores. Like literally they're masked. You don't see holes, which is the point of a blurring primer. This guy I actually gave myself until July. We have the Urban Decay Potion Primer. This is my holy grail eyeshadow primer. And I included this in my project pan because I do use this every single day when I do wear eyeshadow. And I do have 2 backups, so keeping that in consideration. I want to say this is like my 4th tube. This is literally the only eyeshadow primer that make my eyeshadow last, not crease, colors more pigmented, everything. And I have very oily eyelids, so I was really happy when I finally discovered this, or when I finally got a hold of spending $20 on an eyeshadow primer. And for this primer, I gave myself until 2019, the end of the year, to finish this. Let's go ahead and talk about foundation. So the powder foundation that I've been using is the Bare Minerals Matte Foundation in the shade, do not drop it, that would be funny if that was the shade name, in the shade Fairly Light. This is the foundation that I have been literally wearing since February. This and this, it's really hard to measure foundation, like powder foundation like this. This I actually gave myself until the end of June. I actually really challenged myself. This guy is the ColourPop No Filter foundation. I have this in the shade Fair 35. This is actually not my shade. I'm actually in the shade Light 45. But I do want to use it up because I already bought it. And I really do love this foundation, even though it's the wrong undertone. It is a neutral undertone and a warm undertone. What I actually do to fix that is I actually mix it with the e.l.f. Mix to Match Adjuster in the yellow one. Just give it a more of a yellow undertone so that it actually matches me and I don't look super pink. So I do want to use it up. I was just shaking it a bunch because I was talking. But I want to say I'm also around halfway done. I did use this a lot back a couple months ago and I loved it so much. And for this foundation, I gave myself until the end of July. Next, we have a color corrector. This is Para Ink Color Corrector in the shade Peach. I color correct my eyes all the time because I have very dark circles. Again, with this, you can't really measure it, but I do have a lot of product in it. But my personal goal, whether I film it or not, is to finish this by the end of the year. Next, we have the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in the shade C1. Again, not my shade, but it's fine. I can't really tell that it's not my shade. I do love this. I gave myself until the end of June. Now, I know that sounds like really, really early, but the reason why is because when I open it, I can actually see this part down here. When I look straight into the tube, I can actually see the bottom. When I try to show it through the camera, it just literally just shows a cave. It's all black. And I really, really do love this, and when I do finish my other concealers, I do plan on repurchasing this in the supersize one with my correct shade. Next, we have powder. The one and only product I actually have a pan on. This is the number 7 Perfect Light Pressed Powder in the shade Translucent. I love this powder. I will continue to repurchase this. I do have one other powder that I want to use up before I repurchase this. I love this. This is actually a translucent. It's not like one of those powders where it says it's translucent and then you put it on and you're like, oh, why is it white? This is actually translucent. I can be fair, I can be light, I can be dark, I can be whatever the heck I want to be. And this powder will match me. Why? Because it's a true translucent. I did hit pan back in October. For someone who hasn't been wearing that much makeup, I've been doing a pretty good job. And my goal for this is to finish this by July, which I have a feeling that I will. Alrighty, moving on to face products. We have the bronzer that I've been using constantly recently. The Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer. Now, there's no way I'm going to be able to finish this in the next couple of months. There's just no way. It's just such a humongous pan. But I do have a goal of hitting pan on this by the end of the month. Will I? We'll just have to find out. Next, for blush, this is the blush I've been using constantly. This guy, Anastasia Blush Trio in the shade Pink Passion, which is what I am wearing today. This is the blush I have on. This guy, I've been literally wearing this non-stop, which is why I included this in the project pan. Now, when I use this, I do swirl my brush into all three of the shades. Now, the shade that has the most dent is this guy. So my goal is to hit pan on this strip over here by the end of the month. And for highlighter, we have my holy grail highlighter, the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Powder in the shade 01. Can you tell that I use it a lot? To be a dome, somewhat flat. It's like a volcano. That's literally what it looks like. It turned from a dome to a volcano. And my goal for this guy is to hit pan by the end of 2019. That's gonna be difficult because it's a highlighter. I feel like if it wasn't a dome, I would have hit pan by now. Or almost. Next, we have the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo in the shade Ebony. This is my only brow powder that I use to fill in my brows. I'm just really curious to see how long it's going to take me to hit pan, considering I had my Pixie brow palette for like 2 or 3 years and I didn't even hit pan. I was nowhere close. Like, I was like every single day, oh yeah, I'm very, very close to hit pan. No. I'm really curious to know how long this one is going to take me. And my goal for this guy is to hit pan by the end of 2019. Alright, last product before we hit into eyeshadows is this guy. This is the Becca Lip Intuitive Glow Gloss. I've been using this every single day. I have this on my lips right now. Let me reapply. I've been literally wearing this every day since February. I'm not even kidding. I'm not gonna lie, because I wasn't a lip gloss girl at first. I bought this because of the packaging, but let me tell you, the formula is really, really good. It's not sticky. It's not gooey. It doesn't mess with any like lip formulas, lip products that you're wearing underneath. It doesn't mess with them. What? Mess with them. Keep it together, Aya. And my goal for this, because I am about halfway done. I'm not sure if you can tell because it's really cloudy, but I am about halfway done. And I have been using this constantly since February, so I gave myself until the end of July. And last section is eyeshadows. First of all, I do want to point out I have a bunch of Super Shock shadows you guys will be seeing. I have 4 that I want to focus for the next 2 months. This here is Winnie. This next one is Amaze. This guy is limited edition. You can't get it anymore. I believe this was for their 3rd birthday. Now it's their 5th birthday. This is in the shade Birthday Cake. So beautiful. And this guy, which is the only one that I've touched out of the 4, is in the shade Crimper. So my goal for all 4 of these is to hit pan. That's literally it. I don't have to finish them. Just hit pan. That's it. If I hit pan, I'll be happy. So the first palette I have is the Anastasia Riviera palette. Now, Anastasia came out with a new palette. I want to buy it. But here's the thing. Since my review video, I have not touched this. And I wanted to play with it for Coachella, but you know what? I was lazy. That's just what happened, okay? So before I purchase the new one, I'm telling myself, you know what? Come on, girl. Use this palette more. Give it some love before you add another eyeshadow palette to your collection. I know that the new palette is limited edition, but I mean, I'm pretty sure this was limited edition and Sultry was limited edition. I have Sultry right here. I have Sultry on my eye. That's what I'm wearing today. And it's still here. Like, literally, this was a holiday palette and it's still here. I don't need to get the new palette immediately. Like, this palette I got immediately. I don't need to get the other one immediately. I can wait. So my goal is to literally just get some use out of it. Get some dents. Some kind of progress with this palette. I want there to be some kind of progress. Alright, the next 3 palettes I have, and I added them into the project pan because they are new and they have not been touched since I bought them. So this and the 3 other palettes, these palettes are my 4 newest palettes and they've gotten the least love. These 3 palettes are from Beige Cosmetics. I love Beige Cosmetics. Okay, so we have Desert Oasis. It looks like literally brand new. Haven't even touched it yet, as I said. And my goal for these 3 palettes is to also get some kind of damage, make it look like I actually used it instead of just buying palettes. This next one is Opalescent. Look at how pretty these are. Ooh. And then the last one is the Zodiac Love Signs. And this is what that one looks like. So that is it for today's video. That is very, very long. I will try to cut down as much as possible. But that is the intro to my project pan. Be sure to subscribe if you are into these videos. Let me know if you like these videos. We will see all my progress by the end of the month. Be sure to follow my Instagram for updates. I do like to update on my Instagram when it comes to like finishing up products, hitting pan. I do tend to update it first on Instagram. If you want to follow along with me on this journey, be sure to follow me on Instagram. It is at beautyyybyyayah. Same thing, spelled the same way as my YouTube channel. If you have made it to the end of this video, comment down below a purple emoji letting me know you made it to the end of this video. I honestly have no idea how many people would actually get to the end of the video, but if you did, you're a real one and I love you. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and I would appreciate it if you would subscribe so we can get to 5,000 subscribers before my birthday in July. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.